Welcome back to another episode of same fragrance, different font. Today's spotlight is going to be on the ever so popular Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. She has been duped, imitated, recreated, but does the original reign supreme though? So I picked out a couple of them that are cousins within my collection, and let's talk about it. But if you're new here, hey, I'm Chi Chi and I talk about all things lavish but logical. So if that's your sort of thing, go ahead, subscribe, make some friends in the comment section, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Kicking it off with the OG, the original bad gal. This is a Love Don't Be Shy. This was rumored to be Oriana's fragrance, and I feel like, yes, it definitely probably was in her 20s. Okay, I don't think 30-year-old Oriana is wearing this, but that was honestly the reason why this fragrance got so popular. Now, if you were one of the few lucky ones who jumped on board early on, you know this came in a black bottle and there was a richer, deeper formulation of this, which I am all the way jealous of you guys. But we have this still in existence, and my juice has gotten rather dark, and also I didn't realize how much I've used of this because she's getting pretty low. So everyone loved this because this was a very sweet, marshmallowy, orange blossom fragrance, and the fragrance is beautiful. It's beautiful florals, but with some sweetness to it. So I think that's why it definitely gained in popularity, but Rihanna really just knocked this one out of the park. Now, this isn't her fragrance, just in case you're new here. This, like, she didn't make this. This is just something she wore, and people were smelling her. And we all know Rihanna gets tons of compliments on how good she smells. Allegedly, this was what she was wearing. So it is really, really beautiful. When I first smelled this, I was like, oh, she aight or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely grown on me. But it is a bit sweet. And I think as I get older, it's like I'm backing off of super, super sweet fragrances. And I just want something a little bit more mellow. So enter the chat. Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. So the extreme version tones down that super sugary, marshmallowy fragrance, but then hits you with a little bit of rose. And that is the key to this one, is the rose. And it's like you get all of the goodness from the original, but it makes it a little bit more grown. Like if Rihanna is still wearing Love Don't Be Shy, she's wearing the extreme version now. A little bit more grown, a little bit more mature, a little bit more, but she's still fun. She's still out here zipping, zooming it, you know, living it up in Barbados on vacation with her girls. So I really, really enjoy this variation of Love Don't Be Shy because I just think it is beautiful. It's a nice addition to the lineup. Now, before I was wearing Love Don't Be Shy, I was a very, very heavily into Dolce & Gabbana's Parfum Intense. This was my jam. I freaking loved this. It was sweet, it was marshmallowy, but not too much. Beautifully done fragrance. So when I first smelled Love Don't Be Shy, I was like, oh, this smells like Parfum, which I was already wearing for a few years. So I think that's why I wasn't like super excited about Love Don't Be Shy, because I was like, bitch, I've already been wearing this. So I didn't know the deal with, you know, niche and all that stuff. Who came first, chicken or the egg? I didn't know any of that. I still don't know what came first. But this rendition of it, yo, this is probably like my fourth bottle. I wore through this, okay? So many memories attached to this particular fragrance. Like I had the big bottles too. This time, like I was like, you know what? let's come down a little bit. Let me get the smaller bottle. But baby, if I never met Love Don't Be Shy, it would have been perfectly fine because I had Pour Femme. I think it's a really great interpretation of it. And then it's at the designer price point, although designer price points right now, everything is going up, okay? But this one, I was rocking for years before I even had a clue about Love Don't Be Shy. So that's a interesting story, but I really do love their take on it. Okay, so the first Love Don't Be Shy fragrance that I was like, oh, this kind of smells like this, Sintra by Memo Paris. And I felt like this was an adult version of Love Don't Be Shy because it had that petitgreen note. And I was like, okay, this makes it a little bit more grown up, almost a similar vibe to like the Extreme. But this is very, very green. It used to be very sweet. I got that marshmallow, and you still get all of that goodness, but the petitgreen note, I have to tell you guys, it is very strong and it stays throughout the entire life of this fragrance. So I like to actually layer this because it cuts a little bit of the sweetness of the original Love Don't Be Shy. But this on its own, you get wafts of it, but then the petitgreen is like, I'm here too. So it's very, very challenging for me currently to wear now because that petitgreen won't let up. Like, it's on my neck and it's just like, whoa, very, very tough. But I still do enjoy it. I find my own personal ways to wear it, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. So then we got my good sis Oriana. So this is not an exact interpretation, but I really do like theirs. I believe this one is chantilly cream instead of, or whipped cream instead of like all the marshmallows and stuff. But it still has that beautiful citrus opening. Still a nice bit of that orange blossom. This one is really, really fun. And judging by the pink bottle, that's what it is. Like, all of these fragrances read pink. Like, oh, I'm a girl, you know, like, let's do girly things. Oriana is also one of those. Yes, she is one of those queens. So she's gotten a bit of a workout. I didn't even realize how much I used, y'all. But again, really nice to layer on top of some of these other ones. And then my final interpretation was from House of Sillage. This is Benevolence. And I really, really like this one. I really, really do. It's, to me, out of all of them, this is like one of the best interpretations, and dare I say, one of the better ones. It's not as sweet as the original, but it's still very, very, very similar. I think between this one and Pour Femme, those three is just like, all right, the sweetness level, okay, we're right there, but not as sweet as the original. Not too floral, not doing too much, okay? So I really do like this one. So as far as overall preference, it really does depend on the day. I kind of have to break it down of which one would I actually repurchase, okay? Because that will clearly narrow down like what you would wear and what you love again. I honestly, I would repurchase, the original. I would. I also repurchase the Extreme version as well, because that gives me a little bit more sweet, a little bit more rosiness, so it's not as sweet. So right now for me, I would still repurchase those. Everything else, kind of a one and done situation with me, because it's just like I'm also moving away from this scent profile. Like, I started really heavy with this profile and then the Baccarat Rouges of it all, and now I'm on my Lemony Gourmand wave as well. So I have moved away from this profile, and I feel like a lot of people have as well. But if you're young and just want to be fun and sweet and like girly, I highly recommend any of these, with the exception of Sintra. Like maybe that's towards the late 20s, okay? You still want to hold on to your youth. But yeah, I really enjoyed wearing these, and yeah, they do make me smile, and I have really great memories. But check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.